Hey y'all, welcome to Heritage Ways. Welcome to a collaboration today. I always love doing collaborations with my YouTube friends, and many of those are my real life friends as well. This collaboration is with a sweet dear lady, and I just love the cleverness of her idea for this collaboration. So stay tuned. Friends, Heritage Ways is where we honor home, celebrate heritage, and spread hope. And today with this video and this collaboration, I think we're doing all three. I hope you'll agree. Well, today's video is with Darlene, and she is over at the YouTube channel called Souper at 60. But she's so clever. Oh my goodness, she's just a sweet, dear, God-honoring lady, and I just appreciate that so much, and I respect her. Her cleverness and her title, Souper, S-O-U-P-E-R. You can go to her channel, you can see her video that is associated with this collaboration today. And this is called Smells Like a Church Supper in Here. I love that, and I'm going to tell you some of my heritage and my memories of growing up in a little country church in southern Middle Tennessee. We'll do that here in a minute. I'm going to share with you a recipe that came from one of the ladies in that church growing up, when I was growing up. I just want to invite you to make sure to check out Darlene's channel. I'm going to be making an entree. She's going to be making a dessert today. So together we are making our contributions to a church supper. Well, this is Heritage House. Let's come on into my kitchen and let's put together cornbread salad. Y'all, I know it may sound strange, but it is super delicious, and I'm excited to eat it. I have met some of the most wonderful people, and they have become dear friends of mine, many of them in real life, like Miss Vicky from Vicky's Country Home, and Miss Lori from Whippoorwill Holler, and so many others. Almost met Mary from Mary's Nest, but that didn't happen last spring like we had planned. But so many others, the Kirby family from Daddy Curb's farm, and Doug and Stacy from Off Grid Doug and Stacy. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. And I'm so grateful to have met those, and those are real friends to our family, and we appreciate them so much. Also, my new friend, Darlene, is just a blessing. She's just such a dear, and I appreciate her inviting me to this collaboration. Well, this is cornbread salad. I am a former caterer. I had my own catering business. I've written a cookbook, and I'm in the process of writing a couple more. But this cornbread salad is on page 62 of my cookbook. If you'd like to purchase it, there's a link below, but you don't have to just to get this recipe. There's also a link below where I have copied and pasted this cookbook page onto my website. So all you have to do is click the link and you got it. In fact, you'll have two. Cornbread salad 1, cornbread salad 2. Today I'm making cornbread salad number 1, but we're going to talk about number 2. Well, I am born and bred Southern girl. We now live on the outskirts of Amish country in Ohio, and we're so thankful that we're here because the Lord has led us to be here. I'm a mama of 6 children and a marmee to 3 grandchildren. 3 of our children still live at home with them. So I am used to making a lot of food at one time, but today we're only making a single recipe. I want to show you, I said I'm a born and bred Southern girl, and one of the ingredients obviously in cornbread salad is cornbread. And there's different camps of people. Some people would say I would never use a package of cornbread mix. Okay, I get that, and I make my own cornbread as well. In fact, we're going to have a video coming up in the next few weeks about making Southern buttermilk cornbread. However, this Martha White mix is from the South. It's the company's out of Memphis, Tennessee, and so Martha White is a Southern company. So maybe I don't get too many points deducted because I'm using a package today. But I also want to tell you, and I want to point out and encourage you, if you don't want to make cornbread, don't know how to make cornbread, that's fine, because that recipe actually calls for this package. If you don't have it or don't want to make it, make your own cornbread. So this is what we have to do today, this Mexican style, and it is a small package. It makes a small square pan, but I'm actually going to put it in my round cast iron that I actually just had out anyway. And it's going to be a little thinner than your regular cornbread if you're going to eat it at the table, but that's okay because we're going to be crumbling it up. So I'm going to put together, according to the package directions, this Mexican style cornbread and muffin mix. Okay, I'm about to put my cornbread in the oven, and I put some butter in the bottom of my cast iron skillet because, you know, I couldn't think of a reason not to. So I did double the recipe on this, on the cornbread itself, because I'm probably going to make a second one later, and I want to have plenty of cornbread. That brown is just where that butter browned. I'm going to put it in here for 18 or so minutes. 425, that's according to the package directions. While that's cooking, let's talk about some other ingredients. I've got green onions. I'm going to need a half a cup of them. I've already washed them, and I'm cutting them on the bias. Now, do you know what that means? That means, you probably do, and you may not, so we're going to show you. I have about I have 6 green onions here. So I'm going to get rid of the tops, well, bottoms, the root end, that's not the tops. And cutting on the bias means diagonally. I'm going to go ahead and trim up the green diagonally. All that'll go to my compost. And then I kind of I put them all together. If you really want to be brave, you can do a whole lot at one time. And then just cut, I curve my fingers under now for safety, and just cut diagonally. I usually cut onions faster than this, but this is not a fast job, especially with those green tops. It's a little more than half a cup, but half a cup is what you'll need for the recipe. Then you're going to need 3 tomatoes. Unfortunately, it's not tomato season yet. You can use canned tomatoes if you want to do that. These cores are going to be a little bit undesirable. So just chop up 3 tomatoes, or open a can of tomatoes. That would be probably petite diced tomatoes if you can get those. Or just diced tomatoes. A little tip I like to do to get the water out is get a clean towel, or paper towels if you use them, and just put my tomatoes in here and let some of the water absorb the juice. Let that sit there while it's waiting on me to use it. There may be folks who are not familiar with church suppers. That's okay. I bet once upon a time, or sometime in your life, or I hope it will happen in the future, that you will be part of what I call a potluck, or they call them carry-in dinners, but it's where everybody in the group contributes to the dinner. And when you walk into that Doesn't have to be a church supper. You know, Mr. Patient my husband used to be a volunteer firefighter, and I know we'd walk into the firefighter family dinners and just, you know, anywhere where you walk in and you've got all those smells of home-cooked food is just delightful. Well, I am going to use scissors, and I'm going to cut up this bacon that I've cooked. You can use a knife, but, you know, this is easy too. Well, like I mentioned, I grew up in southern Middle Tennessee, and we had what we called dinner on the ground. Now, dinner on the ground was, I can't remember how often we did it. Maybe it was, I don't remember. But it was especially, we had dinner on the ground when the beginning of the gospel meeting or any kind of special event or a special preacher came through town or whatever. Our small country church was positioned next to a little creek. Now, they did that a lot back in the day because it was easy to baptize when it came time for baptisms. Well, our folks the men would get out sawhorses, put the plywood on the sawhorses, and in preparation, and some of the ladies may or may not come and put some tablecloths. I don't remember that detail, but I do remember the food. The ladies would just have a spread under those trees by the creek for dinner on the ground. And you know, I took that for granted, dinner on the ground, and that's such a wonderful memory. And I'm sad to think about it probably being just a memory. I don't know. If y'all do dinner on the ground, let me know. It's country people's southern country tradition, dinner on the ground. And this dish is one thing that would have been taken by Miss Gloria. Miss Gloria was one of a group of the Watson folks, and they were just precious family to our family, and she was one of the daughters, and Brother Watson was one of our elders, and she didn't make this particular recipe of cornbread salad, but she did make another one, and that's the other one that I'm going to share with you when you go to the link in the description box that takes you to my website. But what I've done here is I have added 2 tablespoons of ranch seasoning, my homemade ranch seasoning. And I've added it to a cup of mayonnaise and half a cup of sour cream. And the scent of the onion and garlic and everything, I'm already smelling that, and it's wonderful. Now, the onion and garlic is going to have to rehydrate in this, so you need to just make this and set it aside. Plus, your dish itself is going to sit in the refrigerator for at least a couple of hours before you eat it. I don't know if I can stand to wait that long today, quite honestly. Now, a glass dish is not essential, but it's nice to be able to see the layers in there. It's probably a little bit smaller than what I would like, but it's what I have today. What you can do also, y'all, if you double this recipe or triple it, which is easy to do, you can get a punch bowl. And those are easy to find at the thrift store if you don't have one. Oh my goodness, I see them all the time. But you can get a punch bowl and put your layers in there. This is great for company coming, or make a head and put in the fridge. I love those kinds of dishes. All right, I have half of my cornbread that I made. So this is for a second recipe of this later. But what you're going to do is you're going to put half of this cornbread crumbled up. This is the Mexican cornbread with the jalapenos. Now, if you wanted to use non-jalapeno cornbread, you can do that too. See, it's still steaming. I didn't let it cool long enough. This can be good. You can use leftover cornbread with this. It's awesome for leftover cornbread. All right, next you're just going to put half of everything else that you have here. You're going to layer half of it, and you're going to end with the dressing. So let's go ahead and put half of the tomatoes. Now, there's no particular order. And also, I'm leaving a few tomatoes for garnish. No particular order, and I'm using my clean hands. Instead of green onions, if you wanted to use red, you could do that too. And again, I'm saving some of those for garnish. My jewelry's clinking against the glass. This smells so good with this homemade ranch seasoning mix. And just kind of gently push it to the side, or the edge of the bowl. Now, as you can see, you need to do what Miss Katie says, not what Miss Katie does, because this is going to be too much in this bowl. But I'll just be honest with you, we sold our farmhouse. If you're new to us, I'll tell you, we sold our farmhouse in Tennessee in 2018, and we full-time traveled for 2 years to go about and meet our social media friends and do service projects and so forth. Well, we boxed things up, and we just have moved into Heritage House last fall, and I still am missing some things, and one of which is my big, beautiful glass bowl. So, you know what? This is going to work. We're just going to pile it up, and we're going to go with it because we're going to have to make it work. Repeat the layers. Okay, y'all. Besides the fact that I overshot my bowl, does that not look good? Oh my word. Okay, I got to dig out my bowl. What do you say? I've got to dig out my big glass bowl. But look, I could have put this in some Tupperware and it would taste just as good. Oh my word, look at the layers and this is so yummy, y'all. I so appreciate Miss Darlene asking me to join in her, I'm gonna taste it, to join in her collaboration. Smells like church supper in here. Well, I'm telling you, with the bacon and the cornbread, I'm gonna dig in. It has not been the 2 hours. It's beautiful. It was such a good presentation to take. I'm gonna dig in and try it because, the onions, the cheese, the bacon, the tomatoes, the corn, here we go. Yes, ma'am. That is some good stuff. Thanks to Miss Darlene. I hope that y'all will come back and join me. If you're not subscribed or if you're new, welcome. Welcome, and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.